Hello and welcome back to the garden, and I hope you all had a great Christmas. It's now between Christmas and New Year. The weather here is pretty mild in the UK. The hellebores have all started to flower. They're looking really pretty, and I'm just going around the garden and picking up all of these bulbs, predominantly snowdrops, that the moles have forced up or pushed up to the surface. Got a lot of mole activity this year, so a lot of these bulbs have been pushed to the surface and I want to make good use of them. I'll plant some back where they actually came from. Fingers crossed that they actually don't push them up again, but I'm going to add quite a few of them around the pond area, and that's where I'm going to work today, clearing up the bog garden and adding a few plants to the pond. So the first task today is to clear the bog garden around the pond. Pond's a little bit frozen. We had some cold temperatures overnight. Bog garden doesn't tend to freeze. The ground does stay just rather wet and soft and muddy. This side of the bog garden is yet to be developed, so it's only on my right, which is the finished area. I do have a couple of lovely red dogwoods in here, but they're pretty much hidden by all of this dead material from the perennials. So I need to cut all of those back. You can see these carex grasses are very vibrant, and the rabbits haven't found them this year, which is a bonus. And I've got them added at a couple of points down this path. But first job, clear perennials, and then let's see if I can actually add anything today. See what the ground looks like. One failure around the pond, and this was a bit of a gamble, is this juniper, and you can see it's very much dead. Bought two last year. These are blue carpet, I think they're called, and it was the intention to add them around the pond. I was going to add one further along, but I trialled it first of all for a year, and you can see it just does not like these wet conditions. I did build this area up because I knew that it wouldn't like to have its feet wet all year round. But even if I've built this up by about a foot and I did add some good soil to it, it still hasn't liked it, and it's very much dead. So I'm not going to risk putting any more in. I'm going to look at alternatives. And the alternative for this spot is to add another red dogwood. So for now I'm just moving this stone into the spot where I dug out the juniper. I'm trying to be very careful because there's lots of primulas around here. So let's see if I can turn this over. As you can see, it's very wet, very clay. I've got some nice soil to add for my soil pile. And the reason why I try to add junipers in the beginning, it's one of the few evergreens that deer leave alone. Hence why I wanted to use it. But the ground's very clay. It's not good ground, and I've always known that. Now I'm adding some soil. Now this gorgeous sieved soil is courtesy of the moles. I've had a lot of mole activity this year, but they do allow you to have lovely sieved soil, and it's so nice to be able to use decent soil in this very clay ground. Now this dogwood is Cornus Baton Rouge, and it's one of my favourites because it has a lovely vibrant pinky red colour, and I just think it'll make a nice trio around this side of the pond. And planting it this time of year, it's not a problem for me because my soil is not frozen. Very clay, but it's not frozen. So it does allow me to, this is what I mean by clay, it does allow me to plant most months of the year. And I'll try and mix in some of the nice topsoil with this clay soil. And the other two dogwoods have really grown well, so I'm pretty confident that this one will too. Well, it's a good few days later. In fact, it's New Year's Day. So Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you all had a great time over Christmas and into the new year. But winter has arrived here in Northumberland, and it's quite cold at night. The temperatures are quite low, and we have snow forecast for the next 7 days. So planting has come to an end, unfortunately. But at least I can show you today what I intend to plant, probably in a couple of weeks' time when the temperatures rise. This area here it's been a bit of a difficult spot for me to plan what to put here. Originally I was going to add more perennials, carry the bog garden planting around this spot, but this is a gunnera here, and this will grow quite large. In fact, it did last year. And I want to have winter interest, and that's what all of this planting this time of year is for, winter interest. I want to be able to come down here and actually sit on a bench, which is not there yet, but it'll be behind the camera eventually, and just enjoy this spot because it's one of my favourites. So I intend to add more dogwoods because I like that look around the pond. And the dogwoods I've got this time are yellow dogwoods, and this is them here. And as with the red one that I planted about a week ago, I've had these for about 15 months. My local garden centre closed down and I bought an awful lot of shrubs. Quite a few of these Cornus sibiricas. And this is Flavoremia. I've got no idea how you pronounce that. Flavorama, I'm guessing. I put it on the screen because I've got no idea how you pronounce it. But what I intend to do is plant 3 of them around this big gunnera. And I just think with the large leaves of the gunnera and the upright branches of the cornus, I think it'll give a nice contrast. So I've got 3 of them. So I intend to plant them, a bit like the red dogwoods, in a trio around this gunnera. Something like this. And then in the spring, I'll underplant it with possibly primulas. I'm not quite sure yet. So that's those. So I'll add those in about 10 days' time. The next plants that I'm adding either side of this path leading down into the pond are hellebores. Now, anyone that watches my videos will know I'm a lover of hellebores. And these are winter ballet white. Now, these are part of the gold collection. Very reliable hellebores. They're a little bit more expensive to buy, but I've got quite a few of these now, and I try to collect a couple every year because they're so reliable and they come back with so many flowers. So I'll be adding those along the paths here. In between them, I intend to add the snowdrops. Now these are the snowdrops that I gathered about a week ago. They're the ones that the moles had pushed to the surface. So I'm going to make good use of them, split them. They could be in flower by the time I get them in the ground, and I'm going to add them around these hellebores. I've got the hostas in the front, primulas all around this section, yet to add any in this section, but I just think once spring comes along, these will just look gorgeous. And these in particular, the hellebores and the snowdrops, will give me winter interest this time of year. But that's it for today. I'm not going to be able to do much more because of the weather. But let me show you a few plants that are actually in flower, and I'll see you very soon. So all that's left to say is thanks to all my subscribers and to anyone that else watches the videos. Happy New Year, and I'll see you soon.